Greetings, brethren, and welcome back to the How to Get Better at Chess series, where I, the Chess Crusader, will help you get better at chess by showing you how to find and make good moves in this wonderful game of chess. Today, we're going to be focusing on punishing mistakes. We're going to be playing against a 600 rated player, Coach David. We're going to analyze his mistakes and show you how to take advantage of them. Let's start here. Ready for a friendly game? I'll teach you how we play. We have his comments below that will help guide our learning in this game. I'll play the white pieces. Good luck and have fun. Absolutely. Passive move. What do? Well, we take control of the center. This is generally a bad move because it leaves a whole bunch of these squares. Sorry, these squares open for our pawns. So let's put a pawn right there in the center. That's what you want to do. Okay, I have a threat here. Obviously, the threat is to take the pawn. So we're going to want to defend this pawn. How do we do this? A couple ways. You can go here, but it kind of blocks development. Something we can do is develop our knight and defend this piece at the same time. This is a good move. Okay, do you see what I can do now? Well, they can take, and yeah, if we take back, they're going to take like this. But something they didn't consider is that this move forces this pawn to do something, right? But they didn't consider what the pawn could possibly do. If we just push this pawn, this knight has to move, and then we gain a tempo in the middle. So we can do that very easily here. The knight moves back to try and, maybe attack this piece again. But now we can just bring this pawn here and have a solid structure in the middle. Right, I attack, you defend. Good. Okay. So our opponent, they're trying to put more pressure down the middle here. We don't want to take, because if we do, then they're going to get their bishop here, and that's not great. So something else we can do, we can develop a piece while also defending this piece. I guess it already is defended by the queen here, so we don't have to super worry about it. We could try bringing out this this bishop to pin the knight to the king. This isn't a bad bad move in general, but there's lots of things that we can do here. Yeah, because we could go here, but they could just, I guess, yeah, they could just threaten our bishop like this. And if we trade, then it doesn't really get us anything. So we can just focus on getting a piece out. Solid opening move. I approve. Okay, so we have a choice here. We can either take with the queen or with the knight. It doesn't super matter which we do. In general, we like to take uh, with like the knight. But this knight actually defends this piece here, so we can take with the queen just to make sure we don't lose any pieces. You got it. There we go. Yeah, so our opponent here, he's trying to attack this pawn chain once again, which that's not great. This pawn is defended by our queen and our knight. We want to be able to put some pressure on either here or here. Something we can do now. Now we're talking about our bishop move. This knight defends this pawn. So if we bring out our bishop here, and then let's say for the sake of the argument, I don't know, we end up taking here. They take back. The only thing that defends this piece now is this queen, because this knight can no longer defend this piece because it is pinned to the king. And that puts some good pressure on things. So we can then bring out maybe like the bishop here. Not there right away, but we have some ideas. Even maybe doing that immediately so that if they take, we can take the rook in the corner. Anyway, there's some ideas with this. But now, if we develop like so, now my knight is stuck protecting the king. Yeah, this is true. Lots of different things we could do here, actually, because he just takes right away. He ignores the threat on his knight. You don't want to ignore these threats. He wants to castle his king. I'm one move away from here from castling. That's pretty good. He is not. Well, he could go here and then castle, but now his pawn has moved away, so it's not as strong. But this knight is pinned. It can't actually move. What do you want to do? We want to put pressure on the pinned piece in a lot of scenarios like this. So something that we can do is we could bring our knight here to attack this knight in a couple of different ways. Or we could bring out this bishop, which is defended by the knight, to actually threaten this queen as well. This encourages the bishop to get in the way, but there are some ideas. We could even just win up a pawn straight up here by taking this. Check. He'll probably take with this or with this. Oh, no, he could take with this knight as well. Okay, because I was going to say we could win this pawn like this, but in general, let's just put pressure on this piece right here. It is pinned. It can't do anything. Okay, so now he's going to put a threat on what is he going to do here? He's going to put a threat on this knight and this queen. So we can't just leave this hanging now because our queen will just die. And this knight is no longer pinned to the king. So we pretty much have to take here. Well, we could take this way as well. I wouldn't mind that as much because then, let's say here, he moves his piece here to do this threat. We take with this knight, and then he takes back. We have this bishop to take back, which continues to pin the knight on the king, but also threatens this rook. So let's try this method. Exactly, you're thinking ahead. Great trade for you. Yeah, this is good because now we have some pressure in both zones. Okay, so stop and think about my last move. Can you find the right response? Well, he just hung his rook entirely, right? So that's usually, we can pretty much just take that. So I think I will do that. Take the rook. You got my rook. Good job. Okay, now he's moving his king. Do I know why? Not particularly. But something that I do know is that he's trying to run, but now his king and his queen are on the same line. So this is why you want to castle early, because now we can get into situations like this. Now, we remember our little bishop over here. They're on the same line, this line here. If we check him, he has to, well, he could block with this knight, and that's pretty much all he could do. If this knight wasn't here, we would be able to actually just win this queen straight up. But the king is out in the open. Let's attack him. You checked me. Okay, he doesn't even block with the knight. I guess that means because I could have went here maybe and chased the king around, but he just gives up his queen for free. There you go. That is how you punish a bad move. You see that they're on the line, and you deal with it. So now we probably want to go and start attacking this king because guess what? He's very exposed and open. So what can we do? Well, we can castle our king and try to get a rook into the game. That's not a bad idea. This bishop's not really doing anything. We kind of want to get him back in there. We could continue to make threats on the king. Don't want to hang anything. Let's just get this rook into the game right here. Just in general, we're going to make sure that our king is safe, and we're going to try to bring this rook into the game. Okay, so I can't go back and forth in between moves for some reason, but it appears he just hung his bishop for no reason. How do you punish this mistake? You take the bishop. That's what you do there. Okay, and yeah, my opponent wants to do this for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. So, lots of things we can do. We can give a check. We can go back. I'm going to go here to pin this this knight to this rook, just because. If he ever moves the knight, then it just dies. Okay. You can just trade. Generally a good idea to trade when you're up pieces, because now he has less material to work with. Okay, he's going to take back with the king. Let's just give this guy a little bit of a check. And then maybe try to bring another rook to the party. Okay, so he wants to go there. Let's bring our rook here. Let's try to line everything up. He's going to push some pawns forward. We can start taking these pawns if we want. We don't really have to, just because we have such a strong material advantage. But hey, might as well. Make sure everything is safe. Saw the free pawn. Yeah, I think I saw the free pawn. Might as well. Something cool we can do here is a little bit of a sacrifice. So we can take this pawn, because if he takes back with this pawn, we get his rook over here. We don't get it for free because the king can recapture, but we can just bring back this rook over here, simplify everything, and that's pretty nice. So we'll take this pawn here with this knight. Take this rook like so. He's going to take back with this king, bring our other rook to the party. Lots of different ideas here. The queen is protected by this rook, so we can chase the king down. Okay, he wants to keep going there. We can give another check, maybe try to win this this bishop over here. Okay, he's going to block. That's not ideal. Well, we could go here. We'll do this move. So, definitely don't need to do this. There's a billion different ways to do this, but if we check with this rook here, he can't take my queen because of the check, obviously. So he needs to either run away or take the rook with the bishop, in which case I can just recapture with my queen. So let's do this. He doesn't. He just does that, I guess. That's totally fine as well. So we're thinking here he might have forked my pieces. Well, it's not true because if we go here, let's say we go here with the queen, we can, or let's go here with the rook. He still can't take my queen because the rook pins the bishop to the king. So we'll do this. Nice pin. There we go. He's going to go down. We don't really want him to go down because we don't want him to try and get away. He still has moves to prevent stalemate. And now we can do a simple ladder checkmate here. Check again with queen. And check again with the rook. That wasn't safe. He could have moved to try and take the queen, but we would have just moved the queen one space over, or 2 spaces over, and then just done the ladder with the rook on the side that is facing the king. We would put him like over here. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so let's do a little game review really quick. So that was beating a 600 rated player and analyzing their mistakes and how to take advantage of them. Yeah, so I guess we can go to the game review section here. Yeah, so nice little game. 85% accuracy, 2 great moves. Since we played like a 1250 in that game, we were kind of rushing things a little bit. The average will go down. Oh, it says, I see that it says that I'm rated 400. I don't know why it says I'm rated 400. Anyways, start review here. Yeah, just a typical, he didn't take the center in the open, so that's what we did. He wanted to push his pawn forward. We kicked his knight out. That is the best move. Good. Okay, it wanted us to go here instead. That's totally fine. I liked preventing this move. Oh, I guess, yeah, no, I liked preventing this move. I guess the engine thought it was fine. Whatever, that is okay. Apparently, it thought they had an advantage there, but there's only a 0.9 advantage. These types of advantages don't matter unless you're Hikaru or Magnus Carlsen level, so this is fine. We played nice and solid. Yeah, it says we missed some stuff, but it's all pretty low level stuff. What did it want us to do here? With 2 points of advantage, it wanted us to, I guess, rather go over here to threaten this move, which would just be checkmate on the spot. So how would, yeah, they'd have to bring their queen out, and then, yeah, I don't know. Lots of complex stuff here. None of this was obvious. None of this was obvious at all. We have this hanging onto this. This knight is just hanging. We don't have to worry about that. That is for Hikaru to figure out. So we take here. That's fine. We had like the double fork idea here. So we took, and yeah, we get the rook. They don't even try to defend it. That's fine. We give a nice little check. They didn't block with this knight like I thought they were going to. So we get the queen and we castle. They give us their bishop because they're just so nice. I guess they could have given us their bishop just for the idea to try and castle their king. No, they couldn't castle their king because they took back with it. Okay, so I don't know what they did. They probably realized that they couldn't do that anymore and just gave up. But we trade over here. We trade some pieces. We sacrifice this knight to get the trade on the rook. Bring our pieces over here. A little bit of complicated shenanigans with this bishop, but we got the job done. And we deliver a nice little ladder checkmate right there. So there you go. That is how to take advantage of the mistakes that your opponents make in this wonderful game of chess. I'll see you next time. Godspeed, brethren.